Right, there you have it. Let's unlock those issues as we unlock the potential of technical, vocational and entrepreneurship education. We have a guest in the studio, the Director General, National Directorate of Employment, Mr. Abubakar Nuhu Fikpo. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight.
Thank you and good evening, viewers.
Good evening to you. Now, from the report you've seen just shown to you, I'm sure the federal government, from what we have seen, has demonstrated commitment. We've seen concerns towards unlocking the potential when it comes to technical, vocational, and entrepreneurship education. But let's hear from you at the helm of affairs of a directorate that has to do with job creation. What is your roadmap?
Thank you very much. The government of Nigeria, in fact, successive governments, have recognized the fact that TVET and entrepreneurship is the end thing now. It is key now in every development of a nation, more especially in Nigeria when unemployment started rearing its head about 2-3 decades ago. Nigeria, the government at that time established the National Directorate of Employment and charged it with the responsibility of combating mass unemployment, and therefore designed its mandate and gave it specific mandates to pursue the cause of fighting unemployment in Nigeria. And so the ticket was open for the NTA to do all that it takes. And so the NTA identified the fact that skills is a necessary thing, that the emphasis we used to have on certificates will no longer be our source of revenue, will no longer be the source of income for Nigerians, and the white-collar jobs that there was in the past are no more. Therefore, we must resort to self-employment through creating opportunities for unemployed Nigerians to be skilled so that they can fit into the labor market. Some of our major problems in the labor market is skills mismatch. The labor market desires certain skills, whereas our graduates do not possess such skills, and therefore it became necessary for government and other stakeholders to put heads together in order to encourage, to create the environment for our teeming youth to acquire skills. And in line with that, the NDE, in order to showcase that it has all it takes to provide skills for unemployed Nigerians, have entered into different kinds of partnership with relevant stakeholders in order to bring in what it takes for our unemployed Nigerians to take advantage of.
Okay, Mr. Fikpo, of course you're aware that the projection for unemployment rate is not looking friendly. Now, the directorate, is very key when we're looking at the 8-point priority areas of the present administration. The aspect of job creation and poverty eradication, that is lifting 50 million people out of poverty. Now, it's very strategic for the directorate. What are some of these initiatives lined up, that will change the narrative for Nigerians?
Yes, when the present administration came in, the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it came with an 8-point, renewed hope agenda. And some of these points include economic growth and employment creation and poverty reduction. It also included inclusivity in all its ramifications. And so in order to key into what Mr. President has said, the Honorable Minister of State, who is also the supervising minister of the NDE, she quickly came on board and tried to put us together in order to design a roadmap to key into the 8-point agenda of Mr. President. At the moment, as we are talking, the NDE has a number of skills acquisition programs that are available for unemployed Nigerians to take advantage of. For instance, in the area of inclusivity, the NDE has a unit that is dedicated to women alone. And as if that is not enough, the NDA also have a unit that caters for the vulnerable group and people living with disabilities. All this have been put in place in order to key into the 8-point agenda of Mr. President, in particular inclusivity. These are some of the steps that the NDE has taken in order to key into some of the points, the focal points of the 8-point agenda of Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Fikpo, we'll hold that thought there while we take this break. We're back shortly. Don't go. All right, let's continue our conversation. Mr. Abubakar Nuhu Fikpo is still very much around. Mr. Nuhu, you shared with us before we took the break and the report how you're getting women and vulnerable persons involved. But of course, you're aware that the TVEE, that's a technical vocational skills, requires practical skills in diverse fields. Now, what is the goal of having the skills acquisition in place when you're not having the targeted beneficiaries? How do you create awareness? How do you reach out to those targeted beneficiaries if we have to, reduce the numbers?
Yes, TVET, that's how it is called, Technical Vocational Education and Training, is a specific, targeted and well-focused form of educational system that involves, the study of technologies, related and related sciences, as well as skills acquisition in specific vocations or occupations. And so, for you to be able to achieve this, for you to be able to impact these technical skills into whoever is interested, you must have the facilities, you must have skills acquisition center, you must have the tools to be able to practicalize what the people want to learn. And so, in order to achieve this, the NDE has skills acquisition centers that domiciles different vocations ranging between 5 to 10 in most of the states of the Federation. And aside from that, the NDE has a department that is devoted to entrepreneurship. In other words, even though TVET and entrepreneurship education are different, but they work together to produce an impactful result. Therefore, when a person acquires vocation in NDE, he or she is now transferred to the entrepreneurship department. We call it Small Scale Enterprises Department. And there, such persons are taught entrepreneurship, the art of, translating business ideas into actions, the art of, putting in innovations and establishing businesses to be able to cater for yourself and for others. Now, That is what the NDE does. And in order to achieve this, like we said, we have skills acquisition centers in almost all the states of the Federation, including the FCT. Now, aside from that, the NDA recognizes the fact that there may be some rural areas where these facilities may not be there. Therefore, the NDA has adopted a strategy that is unique with the NDE. That is the School on Wheels. It's a caravan that we deploy, we equip the caravan and then deploy to such rural areas where these facilities are not there. And we station them and then teach the people within the communities these skills to a point at which they will be able to produce. And then we withdraw. These are some of the strategies that the NDE, puts in place. Okay. There's also a concept. There's also a concept of the international level organization which the NDE has adopted. We call it the Common Facility Center. We move into a community and identify what the community needs or what the community requires in terms of an income generation. And so together with the local government, the community leaders, we see how to establish that facility there.
Okay,
and at the end, we hand it over to them.
Mr. Fikpo,
yes,
I just want to hear your final thoughts. You've mentioned great initiatives, but how can people, talking about Nigerians who need these skills, how can they get through?
Thank you.
Very briefly.
Yes, we have done what we call registration of unemployed Nigerians. We have also done what we call registration of artisans. So we have these records, and so sometimes we
have a website, a portal people can go.
Yes, the NDA has a website. We have a website, but we believe that most of the unemployed people are domiciled in the rural areas where these things are not there. So if you cannot get access to our programs on the network, on the social media, through the social media, then you can go to our offices. And aside from that, we have what we call liaison officers in every local government area of this country. And we use them in order to access our clients at that level.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Abubakar Nuhu Fikpo, the Director General, National Directorate of Employment. Thank you for your insight on Weekend File. We wish you the very best, and we hope that the right people get the skills. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.